Labor Day Jazz Festival every year. We get tons of questions about jazz at Grand Hotel. Music at Grand Hotel. Initially when we opened in '87, we did a small orchestra. We embraced some new technology of Regina music boxes we had in the hotel. We had some of the first Edison gramophones. There was actually a fellow that came down a couple times a week, Lou Owens, and he demonstrated the gramophone on our front porch. He found that the loudest thing to be played for the largest group of music to hear on a gramophone was John Philip Sousa marches. And we still open and close our hotel with John Philip Sousa marches in honor. In fact, the great-great-granddaughter of John Philip Sousa comes to the hotel every single year today. Music came in 1890. James Reddington Hayes, the second manager of Grand Hotel, said, we need to give these people something to do. So a lot of the games and the sporting activities that we put in the hotel were during this period of time. What made every one of those events more special? Music. In 1890, he said, I want to hire, this James Reddington Hayes said, I want to hire more musicians than any resort in the Great Lakes. And you know what happened underneath the hotel? It was under the front porch where we had employee dining rooms down there. They were off the clock. They would put on these little impromptu concerts down there. And these musicians would, I guess you'd call it jamming today, and they do impromptu stuff. And they do more modern things. Manager of Grand Hotel, starting in 1900, was Henry Weaver. And Henry Weaver would do little tours, and they were looking for the guests. They went into the dining room. There wasn't a lot of guests in the dining room. They went into the formal salons where the proper music was being played. Not a lot of guests there. They go out on the front porch. Couldn't find the guests. He'd go check on the employees, and they were having one of their little balls and hops and cotillions downstairs. And when he got up underneath the front porch, he noticed that half of the formal guests had snuck away from the ballrooms and gone down there to listen to this modern, more contemporary music. And what was that music? It was the downfall of polite American society. They were playing hot American jazz down there, and the guests loved it. The following year, he advertised that jazz would be brought upstairs, brought it up to the Terrace Room. The first jazz that we had for Labor Day Jazz Festival was either in '92 or '93, or the first posters that I can find for it. And then we started bringing big names throughout the season. It is, without question, one of our most popular weekends. Families come year after year. There's people from all around the country and the world that only see each other once a year when they all gather to listen to some hot jazz down in the Tea Garden at Grand Hotel.